Who could have expected a single tweet would bring down the iconic American sitcom Roseanne, starring Roseanne Barr and legendary actor John Goodman? Well, in 2018, that's exactly what happened. Since the incident, Roseanne Barr has found herself in hot water, having been fired and her show canceled. But what was in this tweet? What could comedic actress Roseanne possibly have said that caused such controversy? Join us as we break down everything that happened in this dramatic event. The revival of Roseanne. The now classic sitcom Roseanne, which centered around the everyday life of an American working-class family, was first released in October of 1988. The show continued to its 9th season that aired in September 1996. The beloved sitcom returned after a 2-decade absence to enormous ratings on ABC. The 10th season aired in March of 2018, featuring 9 episodes. The show ended its successful comeback season in May and was expected to return in September for a 13-season run. The sitcom brought in an estimated $45 million of advertising revenue, and the network looked to collect more than $60 million next season. But this all came to a halt with Roseanne Barr's offensive tweet. Barr's distasteful tweet. Roseanne Barr faced major backlash after tweeting a racist comment about Barack Obama's former White House advisor, Valerie Jarrett. Jarrett had worked with Obama throughout his presidency and was considered one of his most influential aides. It was May 29th when Barr posted the following tweet: "Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ." It's believed Barr was referring to Jarrett, who is black and born in Iran. Barr has since deleted the offensive tweet. As people took notice and expressed their disgust at her comment, Barr was quick to apologize and proclaimed she was leaving Twitter. Her apology was directed to Jarrett and to all Americans. In a later tweet, she continued to express her apologies for making a bad joke about Jarrett's politics and looks. She admitted she should have known better. She ended the tweet with, "Forgive me, my joke was in bad taste." Her break from Twitter was remarkably short, as she was back on the social media platform within hours. She told people not to feel sorry for her, and continued by apologizing to the hundreds of people, writers, and talented actors who lost their jobs on the show because of her stupid tweet. ABC cancels Roseanne. It was shortly after the backlash began that ABC Entertainment president Channing Dungey announced that the network was canceling the sitcom. In their statement released to the press, they labeled Barr's tweet as abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with their values. ABC continued their actions by removing all references to the revival series on its press site, and Viacom pulled all reruns of the sitcom from its channels. Barr claimed she begged ABC execs not to cancel the series, asking that they let her apologize and make amends. She stated in a now-deleted tweet she told them she was willing to do anything and asked for help in making things right. She continued by stating she had worked doing publicity for them for free for weeks, traveling while suffering with bronchitis. She begged for people's jobs. The strong actions against Barr continued as the talent agency that previously represented her sent a note to their employees on May 29th, notifying them of the actress's abrupt termination. They stated they were greatly distressed by the disgraceful and unacceptable tweet from Barr that morning. Effective immediately, Barr was no longer their client. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Stars from the sitcom speak out. It wasn't long before Twitter erupted with the reactions of Barr's co-stars. They strongly condemned her for the racist remark that led ABC to pull the plug on her show. Emma Kenney, who played Barr's granddaughter, Harris Connor Healy, on the sitcom, claimed that as she called her manager to quit working on Roseanne, she was told it was already canceled. Kenney expressed she was hurt, embarrassed, and disappointed. She asserted that the racist and distasteful comments from Roseanne were inexcusable. Kenney's on-screen mother, Sara Gilbert, who's been a cast member of the show since it first aired in 1988, also weighed in on the situation by saying Roseanne's recent comments were abhorrent and do not reflect the beliefs of their cast and crew or anyone associated with the show. Michael Fishman, who played Barr's on-screen son DJ, expressed that May 29th was one of the hardest days of his life. He felt devastated not for the end of the show, but for all those who poured their hearts and souls into their jobs, and the audience who welcomed them into their homes. He continued to explain the cast, crew, writers, and production staff strived for inclusiveness. "The words of one person do not exemplify the thinking of all involved," he said. He condemned Barr's statements vehemently. Wanda Sykes, a consulting producer on the show, was one of the first to speak out. She tweeted she would not be returning to the show even before ABC had announced its cancellation. Valerie Jarrett's response. Valerie Jarrett, who was the target of Barr's racist tweet, appeared on an MSNBC town hall to discuss everyday racism in America. She made a point that this incident had to be turned into a teaching moment. Jarrett clarified that it starts at the top, and people like to look up to their president and feel as though he or she reflects the values of their country. Jarrett spoke with hosts Joy Reid and Chris Hayes during the town hall discussion. She expressed she also thinks every individual citizen has a responsibility too, and it's up to all people to push back. Barr apologized again. On May 29th, Barr made an unusual series of apologetic tweets in which she claimed her controversial remark was a result of tweeting under the influence of the prescription sleep aid Ambien. While acknowledging her tweet was unforgivable and telling people not to defend her, she continued by saying it was 2 a.m. and she was Ambien tweeting. Sanofi, the pharmaceutical company behind Ambien, released their own statement via Twitter. They expressed that people of all races, religions, and nationalities work at Sanofi every day to improve the lives of people around the world. While all pharmaceutical treatments have side effects, racism is not a known side effect of any Sanofi medication. ABC showrunner Shonda Rhimes tweeted her own response and asked the question, "How many times was I racist in my sleep?" She ended the tweet with #OwnYourActions. Barr continued on May 30th by attempting to explain her tweet about Jarrett even further. She posted she's not a racist, that she never has been and never will be. This went further by stating that one stupid joke in a lifetime of fighting for civil rights for all minorities against networks and studios at the expense of her nervous system, family, and wealth will never be taken from her. Barr showed her support of 2 of her co-stars by claiming she wishes ABC had not thrown 2 of the greatest actors in the world out with her, Laurie Metcalf and John Goodman. It was in late August that Goodman candidly defended Barr in an interview with the Sunday Times. He explained he was heartbroken by the incident, and despite his efforts, he became very depressed. He continued to defend Barr, stating he knows for a fact she's not racist. Barr and the Joe Rogan podcast. Barr was expected to share her side of the story on the highly successful podcast The Joe Rogan Experience on June 1st. Rogan took to Twitter to reveal Barr would no longer be joining him. Barr later joined Rogan on his podcast and reflected on the unfortunate situation. Roseanne spinoff ordered to series. ABC announced they had formally ordered a Roseanne spinoff, tentatively titled The Conners, for 10 episodes. The main cast were all back to reprise their iconic characters, all but Roseanne Barr. Barr would not receive any financial compensation or have any creative input in the spinoff series. Once the show aired, Barr showed her distaste with how they handled the absence of Roseanne, angry that her iconic character died of an opioid overdose, which she believed was a cruel insult to the people who loved the family and the show. The Conners is currently running in its 3rd season, with the future looking bright for the spin-off sitcom. Now it's time to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this unfortunate incident? Do you believe Barr is genuinely sorry about the situation, or is it all for show? Let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to Trender for more. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.